Jason is not much of a runner. So we're playing a Clearwater baseball tournament. It's a while ago. I'm not sure if they put up fences now, but there was no fences back then. So Jason's at the plate. He hits a laser. It looks like a golf ball off the bat. And he starts running because he knows he has to run this out. The left fielder turns right away, starts running, throws off his glove, throws off his hat so he could run faster. He's just sprinting to pick up his ball. And he's going, and Jason continues to run. The outfielder runs through another mosquito diamond, which you can picture this in Clearwater, across the field, under the bench to pick up this ball. And Jason keeps running. The guy picks up the ball, and he's about to throw it in, and one kid says, "Hey, that's not your ball." The kid looks around, picks up the ball, and Jason's still running. He throws it in to the first cut. Jason's still running. They throw it to the second cut. Jason's still running. They throw it to the third cut. And we can tell that there's going to be a play. It's going to be a close play. Jason comes in, he slides, and the umpire calls him safe at third. So I'm very honored, and hopefully you guys will all join me in welcoming Jason Mateychuk into the Baseball Manitoba Hall of Fame.
Thank you, Louis. You were kind. You could have said a lot worse. Hello, baseball community, and special thank you to sponsors, current inductees, Hall of Fame members, guests, family, and anyone who has a distinct love of sports and baseball and took the time to come here tonight. I would first like to thank the Manitoba Baseball Hall of Fame for letting me be part of the legacy here. It's amazing to see, all the archives in there and the people and the stories. And to know that I'm part of that now, it's definitely, I'll treasure that. I'll take a few more moments to thank people who've been key players in my life. I have to start with my mom and dad because they were just the world to me. We didn't start playing organized sports until we were a little bit older, but we got to watch them play a lot and got to see the love of sports through them. One of the things on the funny side was, I don't think you can get away with it now, but it was amazing back then what a Pepsi and a bag of chips. And we'll be out in about 10 or 15 minutes. That was the story I heard after a lot of baseball and hockey games, probably more from my dad than my mom. But that was really where we got the love of sports, and similar to Trevor's story, there was lots of sacrifice with that. We grew up on a farm, we were an hour from everything. And it was just a lot of work on their part to make sure that we got the things on time, and they showed us that regardless of the obstacles for committing to do something, we're going to do it to the best of our abilities. I guess on a serious note, my brother was a big part of my evolution as a baseball player, and the way it started was actually just me and him. We built a baseball backstop on a 2x4 and chicken wire, and along the number 12 highway, we had baseball games, just the two of us. I think it would be on YouTube now, me pitching and him hitting, and me running across a barbed wire fence and chasing it, and wondering what these guys are doing out there. That was the way we played. But to us, that was our Fenway Park. And my dad was an avid baseball player along with my mom, but I also remember my Guido, grandfather. He was 6'4" and a lefty, and he just had a passion for baseball. And it was always funny when we needed a new glove or bat or mask. It always seemed to show up, and it was Guido who brought that for us. So, we really had a family support that showed us that baseball was an important sport. I started playing baseball in Elmwood, and I have to name Ollie Schrader, Al Kinley, Dave Olson, and Tom Thompson as huge people in getting me involved in playing in Elmwood. great facilities, great coaches, and they just ran things in a way that made you want to be a part of it. There's also guys behind the scenes like Bev Fisher, Ted Nowicki, and Joe Sandrak. And I know Ted and Joe, I believe, have passed, but those guys always came at the end of the season and shook our hand firmly and said, thank you for committing to being a part of our team. They knew that it was hard for us to get there, but it was definitely appreciated. Those years with the Elmwood Giants served me well. In '88, I played on the Canada Games team, and that was great, but I was 16 years old playing with men. And, it was just, I think I was overwhelmed by that experience. But I think a real great year for me was the next year in 1989. Had played on the Manitoba youth team, and it's neat when you're thinking of people who've had an impact on you and the sport, and then you see them here tonight. You know that their legacy is kind of cemented in the sport. And that year we had Jerry Falk, Scott Kuznitsa, Gord Ledahowski, and Joe Witcher as coaches, and those are the names of some great coaches, not only in Manitoba but all over Canada. And those guys really instilled for me the difference between playing baseball and understanding baseball. They took it a little bit farther. And I can remember one speech that really resonated with me, and that was from Jerry. And he basically said, you've been fortunate to play on this team and to have coaches who've dedicated time to you and your development. Once you're done with this, at some point in your life, you need to go back. And you need to do this for a kid just like you. You need to give back to this great game in a way that somebody else will be able to have the experiences that you have. And that really got me on the track of thinking this is more than just a game. It's a commitment. Then I ended up at going to Mayville State. Met some lifelong friends there: Lane Curry, Daryl Bruce, Donnie Smith. Guys that you can be away from for months, years, and you see them, and it's just like old times. It's just the relationships that we cemented playing there were fantastic. I do have to go beyond that though and talk about Scott Berry, an amazing coach. I think unfortunately for me, I wasn't ready for the way he coached. I was too immature. I thought I knew everything, and I was 18, and it was like, I don't really agree with this guy. When I got to be 21, 24, it all started to make sense. It started to be, about how sports is a gift, and you treasure it every minute that you get to play with it, or play it. I remember in particular a speech he gave about baseball being a sanctuary. And he said it didn't matter what went on in your day, it could be the worst day, the best day, but when you walked into the gates of the field, that it was special. That baseball was 100% of your focus, and that you needed to do that, not for you, but for the game, and for the legends that played it before, and the legends that would play after you. And it really, it was abstract, but after being around the game for a long time, you really start to understand that that's really what it's about. It's just a gift from the gods that you can play with great people and great coaches and enjoy the game in that way. Once I was done university, I kind of, realized, that I had to shift a bit more, probably more from playing myself to giving back to the game as Jerry had asked us to do. I remember coaching in the Western Canada Games with Mike Lavassia, and Mike taught me a lot about accountability as a coach. I was a little bit green, just, showed up at the park and, just everything was taken care of. But talking with Mike and kind of, picking his brain a little bit, I realized, wow, there's a lot to this, a lot of preparation and a lot of time that needs to be spent just being prepared. Mike Krakowicz, or Crack, he was the assistant coach, and I know Dave Olson's not here, but what I remember about that year, we still have a running joke. We used to drive Dave for big old crazy because we'd always talk about buffets. We would be before the game, and Dave would be talking strategy with Mike, and Mike Krakowicz and I would be talking about which buffet the town had that we could go and hit up before we left town, and would be just sweating and wiping it off and shaking his head. But it was just a running joke, and really enjoyed that year in particular. After that, I have to thank Morgan and the people at Baseball Manitoba. They named me the head coach of the 2001 Canada Games team. I really thought it was an honor that I got to not only play way back when, but I also got to coach in the Canada Games, and there was memories from that experience, coaching with Randy Blue, Guy Rema, and Dino Groni that I'll just remember for a lifetime. After that, as Louis attested to, I got involved with the Carolina Sultans, a lot of guys that I knew, but I hadn't played ball with, and we just clicked. It was awesome. It was fun going to the Diamond. An hour before the game, there'd be 15 guys taking batting practice, and we're grown men. But it was just a love for the game. So Roy Siedler, Wayne Sidler, Louis Coetzee, and Russ Keene. This kind of taught me that as busy as your life was, there was still time to take for yourself and enjoy the game of baseball. It was also really cool playing in Dominion City for the time at the end of my playing career. Is where I was calling home, and it gave me a chance just to play in front of a community. I'd never done that before. I always played somewhere else. So it gave me a chance to play there, and that was a lot of fun. And you had guys like Jeremy Colton, Chad Hildebrandt, Darren Butang, just shared a lot of fun times and camaraderie. As I close, I guess number one, I have to thank my family. My wife isn't here. I won't say bad things about her though, because someone will tell her. I have to thank her because number one, I'm away a lot with work and with sport, and she somehow manages to run a family of 5, and there's lunches made and everything's in order, and I take no credit for that. That's all her. So I thank her. And then I have 5 great kids, and I'll apologize if I miss any, but I think I got them. Maddox, Denton, Kaysen, Crosby, Riley. Did I miss anybody, Maddox? I think I got it. Okay. You know what? It's great when you have kids who have a love for life, a love for sport. I love watching them play. I love watching them learn. And although they probably shake their head in embarrassment, it's just a lot of fun watching them grow. And I'm blessed having them and having the ability to watch them grow. And I mentioned at the start, but I do have to thank my mother. Mom has always been there for me. When times were tough, when I was at school, or when I'd have a bad game or a bad go at life, she always was there to give a hug and give me the support that I needed. My dad has passed away, but my dad was always the one, straight shooter, no BS. It was just get the job done, and if you need help, I'll be there for you. And for that, I'm thankful. So in conclusion, I'd like to thank everybody who came tonight, in particular the representatives from South Central, my cousin Brad and his wife Lori, Maddox Kaysen, my mom, and anybody else who came who had any interest in my accomplishments. And again, I thank the Manitoba Baseball Hall of Fame for such a wonderful event. It's actually the first time that I've ever attended, and I've been missing out on a lot. So thank you for all your dedication and work to make this a really, really great evening. So with that, thank you, and have a good evening.